Tensions are flaring up again, and this time, it's a high-stakes naval standoff that could have massive implications for global security. It all started with what looks like a deliberate provocation by Russia targeting a key NATO ally, the United Kingdom. But what Moscow probably didn't see coming was the swift and decisive reaction from the United States Navy. This isn't just another headline. It's a real-time chess match being played out on the world's oceans, with warships and submarines as the pieces. So what exactly did Russia do to provoke the UK? Recent intelligence and open-source tracking data have revealed a significant surge in Russian naval activity in the North Atlantic, a critical maritime corridor for the UK and its allies. We're talking about an unusually aggressive pattern of deployment involving Russia's Northern Fleet. Submarines, including their most advanced Yasen-class nuclear-powered subs, have been detected operating in areas dangerously close to vital undersea infrastructure. These aren't just random patrols. They are highly coordinated maneuvers designed to test NATO's response times and map out vulnerabilities in the network of subsea cables that carry nearly all of the world's internet and financial data. For the UK, this hits incredibly close to home. These cables are the lifeblood of their economy and national security. Any disruption could cripple the country, and Russia knows this. Their surface vessels, like the heavily armed Admiral Gorshkov frigate, have also been conducting exercises in the region, often shadowing Royal Navy ships and making their presence felt in a very intimidating way. It is a classic Russian strategy of grey zone warfare, actions that are hostile and provocative, but fall just short of an outright act of war. The goal is to create constant pressure, sow discord among allies, and signal that Moscow can threaten Western interests whenever it chooses. The British Royal Navy, of course, responded immediately. They scrambled their own assets, deploying Type 23 frigates and P-8 Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft to track the Russian movements. It became a tense cat-and-mouse game beneath the waves and on the surface. But the sheer scale of the Russian operation was designed to stretch the Royal Navy's resources thin. This wasn't just a single submarine popping up. It was a coordinated, multifaceted probe of the UK's defences. It was a clear message from Moscow: we are here, we are powerful, and we can touch you where it hurts. This aggressive posturing put the UK in a very tough spot, forcing them to dedicate significant resources to just keep an eye on the threat. But then, just as the pressure was mounting, the game board changed completely. The United States Navy made a move that Moscow never expected. Instead of just sending a few ships to support the British, which would have been the standard playbook, the US deployed an entire carrier strike group, led by one of its Nimitz-class supercarriers, directly into the hot zone. And they didn't stop there. Accompanying the carrier was a formidable armada, several Arleigh-Burke-class destroyers, a Ticonderoga-class cruiser, and, most importantly, multiple Virginia-class attack submarines. This wasn't just a show of support. It was a massive, overwhelming show of force. The brilliance of this move was its unpredictability. Moscow likely anticipated a measured, proportional response. Instead, they got the full weight of American naval power repositioned right on their doorstep. The Virginia-class submarines are among the quietest and most lethal in the world, specifically designed to hunt and destroy enemy subs like the ones Russia was deploying. The carrier's air wing, with its F-A-18 Super Hornets and electronic warfare aircraft, could establish complete air dominance over a vast area, effectively blinding the Russian fleet and nullifying their surface-to-air missile capabilities. The Arleigh-Burke destroyers, armed with the Aegis combat system, created a virtually impenetrable shield against any potential missile threats. This wasn't a defensive posture. It was an offensive one. The US Navy wasn't just there to watch. They were there to dominate the battle space. They began conducting their own large-scale exercises, simulating anti-submarine warfare, air defense drills, and long-range strike capabilities. The message to Russia was crystal clear and delivered without a single word being spoken. Your provocation has been noted, and it has been answered. Any further escalation will be met with a response you are not prepared to handle. The US effectively turned Russia's attempt to isolate and pressure the UK into an opportunity to demonstrate the ironclad nature of the NATO alliance and America's unmatched power projection capabilities. The reaction from Moscow was telling. The aggressive posturing of their naval assets suddenly dialed back. The unannounced drills became less frequent, and their submarines began to operate in a more cautious, less provocative manner. They had tested the fence and discovered it was not only electrified, but backed by a fortress. The US Navy's move completely upended Russia's strategic calculations. They had hoped to create a dilemma for NATO, but instead, they found themselves facing a unified and incredibly powerful opponent that had called their bluff in the most dramatic way possible. This incident highlights a critical shift in how the US and its allies are countering Russian aggression. The old methods of diplomatic protest and tit-for-tat sanctions are being supplemented with real, tangible demonstrations of military superiority. It's a strategy of peace through strength being put into practice. By making the cost of provocation unacceptably high, the US is deterring future hostile acts before they can even begin. The unexpected deployment of a full carrier strike group wasn't just about this one incident. It was about setting a new precedent for the entire North Atlantic. The move sent shockwaves through the global strategic community. Military analysts noted the speed and secrecy with which the US Navy repositioned such a massive force, a testament to their logistical prowess and operational readiness. For the UK, it was a profound reassurance of the special relationship and the commitment of their most powerful ally. For other NATO members, it was a powerful reminder of the collective security guarantee that underpins the alliance. And for Moscow, it was a harsh lesson in the realities of modern naval power. They may have a formidable military, but when the US Navy decides to make a move, it can change the entire strategic landscape overnight. This isn't the end of the story, of course. The great power competition between NATO and Russia is a long-term struggle. But this episode, this bold and unexpected move by the US Navy, will be remembered as a pivotal moment. It was a masterclass in deterrence, a clear signal that provocation will not be tolerated, and a powerful demonstration of what happens when you poke a hornet's nest, only to find it guarded by an eagle. The waters of the North Atlantic may be calmer for now, but the strategic undercurrents are stronger than ever, and the US has just shown it's more than willing to navigate them. Thanks for watching. What do you think about this strategy? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoy content on military and geopolitical strategy, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis. We'll see you next time.